Hey everybody, I thought that tonight we could talk about PEI, and this is most of my collection, and I've been pretty happy with it. In the beginning I was kind of against plastic stuff, and I've really grown to like it, especially because the prices are going down, and a lot of this stuff is becoming really inexpensive, and it's really high quality. So yeah, stick around. I'm going to talk about when I got these. They're in chronological order pretty much for me when I bought them, and I'm going to talk about like what I paid for them at the time and what they're available for now. The prices have gone down in most cases, and where you can get them. And we won't be taking them apart. I might pop a few open, but not really going to be a normal video where we measure and compare stuff or anything. We'll just talk about PEI. So please stick around. So the first piece I got, I think, was this. I know Melanie over on her channel was pretty enthusiastic about these ones. I just had a look around too. I can't find them anywhere except for the old friend toy store on AliExpress, and he still wants about 40 bucks for them. Now when I bought this, I didn't look at the date, but I was looking back at my records, and I paid about 45, so the price did go down a little bit. You can get the 2-level version of this on Amazon and have it Wednesday, and it was like 20 something maybe, but it's only the 2 levels, no middle level. But it's magnetic, and I thought, you know, one of the things I always worried about with PEI was if the magnets aren't, if they're popping out, if you have a problem with a magnet, how can you get it out without ruining the thing? Because usually it comes down to soaking the thing in acetone or taking a hammer and chisel is what I do. I take a hammer and an old center punch, and but that's usually with metal fidgets, not plastic fidgets and stuff. But I haven't really had any issues with the magnets. If anything, a few of them might have fallen out, so I was careful to glue them back in correctly, and I hadn't had any issues. So this one's really good, and it's like available for, like I said, 40 bucks. Old friend toy store on AliExpress. This one, I think I paid around $40 for it when it was new. And this is 2 springs, 2 balls, 2 tracks of detents. You got 5 clicks either direction. I paid, what did I say? I think around 40. Some people are still asking like 50 for these, which is crazy. If you want to get it on like Amazon, it's still like 50. But you can get these for 15. I wouldn't pay more than about 15. Mine has a transparent dovetail piece in the middle. Normally, I don't see that anymore. Normally what you'll see now is white Teflon or black Teflon. We assume it's Teflon as the insert. And I think black looks better. I'll show you that. That's what this one is here. But yeah, this one was always great. Absolutely great. I've recommended this one every chance I get. A little lanyard hole there, which I actually do use now. So, you know, I don't know if I gave this one much of an example of how it works and how it sounds, but it's pretty loud. My first coin, I was really happy with this because I did not have a, my first metal mechanical coin is my top C coin in stainless steel from Metal Toys DZ. And it had not arrived yet, but this I got first, and it can either have 1, 2, or 3 springs and balls. I only have 1 spring and ball installed in it right now. That's all you really need, I think. And I forgot to count how many clicks there are on this. I won't do that to you now, but this one has more clicks to it. The more the better for me, I think. But this is great. The 2 magnets just hold the 2 halves together. There's a what's that called? That's what kind of bearing is that called? A thrust bearing, I believe. And then you have the spring and the ball and the detents in a circle. So this has a real nice click to it. It's not pingy. It's not pingy. This one's not pingy either. And I suppose that could change depending on what kind of springs and balls you put into it. And I really don't remember what kind of extra parts these might have come with, but oftentimes it's not very much. This one I really, really like. I find myself picking up this one more often than any of these other ones. and it's called the piano, and you can get it in PEI or stainless steel, or sort of a stainless steel shell over what you see here. And there's a few other options that are a little weird, but you can get now, it has different options for the inside, the texture plate. So you could like buy this if you wanted to, and then you could just buy separate texture plates for the inside if you wanted to change it up or something. I was always happy just to have this clear one. I was tempted to get the stainless steel one, but everything is stainless steel, including the dovetail on the inside. And based on, I have that the 1 PAL slider, and it came with a stainless steel dovetail as well as a white Teflon dovetail. And with the stainless steel in there, it gets sticky, and so I opted for this instead, and I'm happy with this, and I don't think I'm gonna risk buying the all metal one. I think it's just gonna be sticky without having something other than a stainless steel dovetail on the inside. But it has it's sort of a hybrid. There's magnets involved here, and you can feel that when you're using it. It sort of stops in two different places, and I find that to be very pleasing. If you flip it over, it tends to let you open it in the USB format, whatever you want to call that. A lot of people like to do that, so if you want to do that over and over again, you can. I just like to use it this way. But yeah, I'm very fond of this one. Very fond of that one. Then this one, it's called the Samsara, which that's what they called it, but that's what it was advertised and sold as. But it's that, I believe Samsara is just this sort of pattern. So I've seen that used to describe similar things that have this sort of similar pattern on it. Either way, it's PEI, 3 levels. The difference between this and this is that it has 1 row of magnets down the middle instead of 2. It's a little bit narrower. Honestly, I like this one much better. Fits in your hand a lot better. Has a nice hand cup pop to it. And unfortunately, I've only seen this available on Marcia Linda's website, on Marcia Linda store on AliExpress. So I try to avoid giving her any business at all. You take your chances when you're dealing with I say her, I don't know if it's her or not, but the Marcia Linda toy store I try to stay away from, but they're the only ones that have it. So that was about $30, I think. This, I forgot to mention, this one's a little pricey. This was about $100, and it's the same thing if you get stainless steel, but like they say, it's machine time is machine time, whether it's plastic or stainless steel. And that's what's nice about these is what a lot of people don't realize probably. If they see you with a plastic toy and you say that it's expensive, they go, oh my God, it's plastic. Well, it is, but it's machined plastic. So it's not injection molded. It's not mass produced. It actually was machined. All these were machined. So the prices can be a little steep. This, if I didn't say, is about $15. Let's start over here. So 40, we'll do it at the end. I'll come back at the end. We'll go over it one more time at the end. But yeah, $30 for this, Marcia Linda, unfortunately only. This one, a lot of people have gotten recently. Everybody's happy when they get it. This one will give you some good pings once in a while. I really think it depends on where. There's 2 springs and 2 balls, one on each side. I only have one in, and I think whether you get a good ping sound can often depend on how you're holding it. If you hold it on one side, you're spinning the springs and balls around. If you hold it on the other side, they stay stationary and you're spinning the other part around. And sometimes it doesn't want to ping at all when you go backwards or counterclockwise. But when you go forward, come on. You can get a few little pings out of that, but that's weak compared to this one and this one. So again, this one's, I didn't say probably, that's about under $15 now. This one is called the Rebound, and it was only about $15 as well, between $10 and $15. And it's 10 clicks either direction, and it is a ping machine. The reason it's called the Rebound, I think, of course, is because it has this interesting feature. It's held together with 4 magnets on the bottom and 4 magnets on the top, but they're not the kind of magnets you're used to seeing. These are long rectangular magnets, and they really want to get back into position when they're away from each other like that. So it really works well. Really pingy. I've seen lots of people do short reviews of this on Facebook now, and everybody's really happy with it. We will pop this one apart quickly to show you. I've seen people say that it's easy to accidentally lever this. There, I did it slightly and the 2 balls came down. That this might lever off and you might lose the spring. The part you don't want to lose in here is the spring and ball right in the middle. That's the only thing that's loose. But I haven't had that problem. Mine seems to... There, I got it back over the balls again. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 balls that run in 4 little tracks in the inside there. And right in the middle is a spring and a ball. This side has a metal plate, this side doesn't. So if I just lift this off carefully, slowly, whoops, see magnets want to come together. There's the top. Here's the spring, it always goes for the magnets. And then there's a little glass ball that is so hard to see. If you drop that on the carpet, you'll be lucky to ever find it again. But here's the coolest thing about this. They use the same idea that GD, EDC, and 42 Cosmo used, and also that other company, MCZHI, I think. I don't know how it's pronounced, but they've all used this idea of captured balls so that you don't lose them. So that's pretty neat. We'll just pop this back together again here. But it's hard to beat getting something like this for under $15. So now all you have to do is just sort of slap the lid back on. Oop, did I get it? Yep, as long as it's clicking. But I did a full review on that. I did a full review on all these. You can just go back through my history. Now this one is called the, well, INS Works, or INS Works store on AliExpress calls this the Ping Ping, and with good reason. Well, sometimes I can get it to really ping, sometimes not so much. It's usually pretty loud. This one's pretty loud all the time. And this is 10 clicks in either direction. But the big difference between this one and this one is that there are what I call a dead stop. There's a single post in the middle here that stops it from traveling too far so that this doesn't slide off. If it would slide off the whole way, your springs and balls would fly out. So that's your dead stop, and there's a track for the dead stop. This only has one. This has 2 dead stops. You can see them better from this side. There's 2 little set screws here in the middle that sink down and go into these 2 grooves. And when it gets to the edge, when it gets to the end of that groove, you can see it on this side, it has to come to a stop, and that prevents the top from sliding off. So I call those dead stops. I don't know how accurate that is. It sounds good to me. But I think that's a much better design, namely because, especially on metal pieces, this is the part that's going to take the most impact over and over and over and over again, hundreds, thousands of times if you're going to use this thing. So it's less likely to fail, and I just think it's a better idea. But yeah, this one's definitely much better made than this one. And I am going to get I already have, actually I got this first. If you follow me, you'll already know about this, but I'll cover it again quickly. This is the stainless steel version of the what they're calling the Ding Ding, and they should be basically the same. The only thing that's missing, and it's only on this PEI version, it's missing the lanyard hole. So keep that in mind. I think all of the other versions I'm about to show you of this all have a lanyard hole. Now I have this one set up to be as quiet as possible. There's a nylon ball in there and light springs. Two nylon balls and light springs. And when I bought this, it came with the black insert on the inside. And what I did when I bought the PEI one, you can buy this with either black or white Teflon insert. So I picked the white insert, and when it came, I just switched these around. And it worked out really well, because this is so... at the time, whenever they first offered these on INS Works, this was stainless steel. This was the only stainless steel version that they offered, and it's painted black. I would have preferred plain stainless steel. And here, after I bought this, what shows up on the website but plain stainless steel? But it's the same price, and I'm not going to buy one again. That's about $50 or $60 for the stainless steel one. The PEI one, whether you get the black or the white Teflon insert, is about $25. And then they have a G10 version, and they've got two G10 versions, and a version in PEEK. So yeah, I'm going to show you what those look like. So here is the original release of the Ding Ding sliders, and you'll see a bunch of different ones there. The green one is G10, and they were never available. The other G10 one is the black swirly one that looks like this. It's the same kind of G10. We'll talk about that in a second. But those are the two G10 ones. Then you'll see a black one and a silver one. Those are the two stainless steel ones. Then you'll see 4 different PEI ones up there. The two of them over on this side are a satin finish, like this. See, when I got mine, this is a nice polished, transparent finish, which I prefer. I really like this. I like the fact that you can see through this one so clearly. But what I actually ordered, the one they showed for ordering, had that finish to it, like a satin finish that you can't see through. So when you're looking at this photo again, the two over on the left side have a satin finish. One of them has a black insert, one of them has a white insert, and the other two PEI ones on the right side of the photo are clear, shiny, polished versions like mine, and one has the black insert and one has the white insert. So that's the story with the original ones. You know, I think I got it wrong in the beginning. The G10 is the green one, and like I said, those weren't available. And the other one in this photo is the red, white, and blue stripy looking one. Those are the two G10 ones. So let's move on. The good news is they just came out with these, and they are all but one of them in that photo are what is it? POM material, which I have incorrectly been telling you is just another type of nylon. Or I just said it was nylon. I thought that POM and nylon were both the same thing, and technically they're not. POM is a form of nylon, and when I looked it up, the kind of things it said about it were, you know, that it's highly durable. The kind of things you hear about PEI. I think chemically resistant, heat resistant, highly durable, and they always mention good machinability, very good machinability. So all these different colored ones, they should be machined as opposed to injection molded. I mean, they cost $40 a piece, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it should be exactly like these two, but POM material. So I ordered, I went and ordered the orange one, and I ordered the G10 one that looks like this. And also, from that first picture, I ordered the, I'll bring that back here, the PEEK one, the one that looks tan in color here. That one's on the way too. So then I'll have one of each material, and that will make me quite happy. One thing I didn't mention, I just saw that as I reached over here. This one is available. I've seen it in different materials. Now this one is basically the same thing, but in PEEK. It's 5 clicks, same thing, but you'll hear sort of softer. Now you can change that up too if you put different balls and springs in it and everything, but it absorbs the sound just a little bit better, softer. I like it. So I'm looking forward to getting the peak, the peak version of this bugger. So I think that's about all I have to say. I can recommend any and all of these. We'll go through the pricing real quick again, where you can find them, and about how much you can have to pay for any of these. So this one, you can either get the 2-level version of this, probably by next Wednesday on Amazon, for something around, I forget what the price was. Let's say it was around $20, $25. But if you want to get the 3-level version, the only place I'm seeing it anymore is called the Old Friend Toy Store on AliExpress, and he still wants $40 for it. This one is, you look on AliExpress, if you do a search for PEI fidget or PEI slider or toy, these should all pop up eventually. But this, you should be able to get one of these for about $15 or less. Same thing with this, $15 or less. This, it's a little complicated, therefore a little more expensive, but it was about $100. This from Marcia Linda only for about $30. This about $15. This about $15, and this about $25. Although, and I would recommend you get any of these from the INS Works store, just because the other store that has these, I have found them in other places now, the Ding Ding slider, but it's a store that has, we'll say they've done me wrong in the past, and I don't even believe that they have the quantities that they say that they do. So I would stick with maybe INS Works if you're going to buy one of these. But especially, well, you can only, well, if you're going to get the PEI version, there might be a slightly less expensive option, and I think it's the same thing. I think some other stores might have this exact same thing available for $15 to $20, so you might be able to save a little bit there. But yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to share that with you, and I do like PEI, also known as ULTEM sometimes, and yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you like, what you have. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.